of Storm tuning in the UK, and that means this car should be pumping out at least 180 horsepower, up from the around 120 from stock. It's also going to be getting an EGR blank as well, and I'll explain more about that later. Basically, quite recently, Storm Tuning got in contact with us and offered to remap my car for a video on the channel, and obviously we were very interested, but I said the issue is that we're actually based in Denmark, and I don't really want to drive the car all the way over to the UK because it just gets too complicated and too expensive. And they replied, well, that's not an issue because we can simply send you a new ECU that is already remapped, and then all you have to do is go and get it fitted. And that's exactly what we've done. So we've got the brand new ECU here, but what we have to do is go to a specialist to have it installed, because although it is set up for this car to produce for a stage 2 remap, there are a few things that have to be tweaked so it fits this exact car. But I'm super duper excited to see what the effect of it is, and expect plenty of videos to come as well about on this remap. So we're almost there, and we'll get back to you when we arrive, and we can talk about the install. Right, so we have arrived at LR Parts, who are the specialists who are doing my ECU install and EGR blank for me. We've actually been here for about an hour now, but I thought I'd just come outside and sort of talk about what is actually going on, because this has all happened quite suddenly for you guys. And also, they have an awesome car park full of some interesting Land Rovers, so I'll show you around that as well in just a second. But first, I should probably explain what is going on, because yes, my car is getting a stage 2 remap, which should be giving it around 180 to 190 horsepower, which is just mad. And everyone I've heard from that has had this done to their car says it is just like profound, the effect. So I'm really excited to see what happens, and we're just like an hour or two away from turning the key and going for the first drive. But basically, as I said, the ECU is set up for the car and everything. It's set up for a Td5 and so on, but it has to be set up for the specific car itself. I'm told that the injectors have to be set up, which is one thing, or the injectors have to be matched to the ECU. Otherwise the engine won't run, obviously. And the second one is just that the alarm and the immobilizer and all that have to be linked up to it, so the car knows what it's doing. So that's all it is, which shouldn't take very long at all. Then it's also doing the EGR blank. And the reason I'm doing the EGR blank here, well, firstly I should explain what that is. EGR stands for exhaust gas removal, and that is just a process that the car has whereby exhaust gases are recirculated around the engine. I think it might be to do with emissions, but I'm not quite sure, like reducing emissions. I mean, I'm not entirely sure. Someone will correct me, I'm sure. But basically, yeah, it's a process the car has that isn't entirely necessary, and it just recirculates a load of crap around the engine, and it just clogs up your inlet manifold, and isn't very healthy for the engine in the long term. But it can be very easily blanked off, and sort of that process can be eliminated. So you actually gain a slight performance boost, as well as cleaning up the engine a bit. And making it healthier. The reason that we're not doing that back at TirsbaekTV as our own video is because we did actually attempt it quite a while ago. I think it might have even been last year, end of last year, when we tried to do it. However, to do the EGR blank, there are a couple of bolts you have to remove from the exhaust manifold, and they are notorious for snapping on older cars. And basically we chickened out because we couldn't get them off, and like I think they would have snapped off, so I just left it to the specialist, let them worry about it, and I don't have to worry about snapping bolts and leaving myself with a broken car. So they're going to do that, and it's kind of necessary to have the EGR blank as well for the stage 2 remap. So I thought just, you know, do it today because I've already got the part, so I just said, can you just do this as well at the same time? So they're doing all of that now. Yeah, there's not much else to say. I'm really excited. There's going to be more videos on the ECU remap. I'm going to do this today is really about the install, and just my first, you know, reaction and the excitement and everything from that, and so on and so forth. And then there's going to be, I'm going to do a more sort of in-depth video on it, and you know, how the ECU remap actually affects the car, what it's doing, and a sort of review of it, and you know, whether you guys should consider doing it to your car and that sort of thing. So there'll be plenty more to come. If the effect of this ECU remap is really as good as I think it's going to be, then I'm sure there's going to be a lot more videos to come. But anyway, like I said, there are a few interesting Land Rovers around this car park, so I'm just going to take you on a little walk around. Starting from this corner, we have a Range Rover P38, which aren't very common, even in the UK, I don't think. But I know there are a few of you that are fans of those out there. Next up, we have this series, which I think is awesome. I think it's a Series 3, short wheelbase, with a pickup back on it, which I think is awesome sort of shape, and pretty rare, actually, to see those in that configuration. But I love this, and I think the mud terrain tyres on it as well just make it look really kind of beefy. And I love that kind of scrapyard look it has. I just think that's awesome. I don't know whether it runs or not, but I imagine that's an awesome little project as well. Then moving on, we've got a Defender 110 on some very beefy tyres. Again, I'm not sure kind of what engine or anything that's running, but looks awesome. Next, a Range Rover Sport, and that just kind of shows the diversity of the cars they have here, really, doesn't it? Moving on, we've got a matte black Discovery 3, which is kind of unique in itself, an SDV8 Range Rover, and this Freelander, which kind of caught my attention because we don't see many of these, or rather, you know, they don't feature much for Land Rover enthusiasts, and this has kind of slightly beefier wheels on it, which, yeah, that's cool. Moving over here, another Defender down there, and a Freelander tucked in behind, and Freelander 130, Discovery 3, and an Evoque. And that's about it for out here. So let's head back inside and see how they're getting on with the work. Right guys, we've just jumped back in the car. ECU's been done, EGR's been done, and the guy who did it just took it for a test drive, and he said it drives great and has a lot of power. So not quite sure what to expect. I'm a little bit anxious, I'm very excited. But let's turn the key for the first time, go for a little spin and see what this is like. So this is stage 2. Get that ring off. Remap. What the oh my god! That's insane. That's okay. I'm gonna turn around here. That's so I just made some pretty weird noises, but I think they were justified. That's mad. That is absolutely mad. Oh my god, Jesus! When the turbo kicks in, you just get kicked in the back. That's addictive. That's dangerously addictive. This car's going to get me in trouble.
It's a good thing you got a new turbo on it.
Yeah, I'm so glad I got that new turbo one a few weeks ago. Oh god, it just... Oh, that rasp from the exhaust. Oh my god, Daniel, what have you done to my car? Oh my god! I am making noises which I would not normally make.
Well, not when you're together with other people.
No. maybe one person. Not here. Oh my lordy lord. Oh my god. I'm shaking. This is crazy. Listen to that. Guys. Oh my god, this is nuts. We're going on the motorway now. So this will be an interesting test of overtaking, I suppose. We'll see what speed we can get up to within the reaches of the law. This is insane. I haven't actually had a chance to take this in yet because I've just been screaming. But it just... Oh my lord. Of course we had the EGR blank done as well, so that's going to have had an effect. But it's been more difficult to tell because of that. The speedo just climbs. This just goes. It goes and goes and goes and goes. It's quite loud. It is quite loud. Oh my god. Got a VW up, spoiling my overtake here. Go away. Here we go. That's 120 kilometers. Oh my god, this is insane. I realise I'm not giving the best commentary right now. I'm just throwing out adjectives. It's so smooth. Like I'm sitting comfortably now at like 100 and, well, it was at 110 kilometers an hour, which many of you will know for a Defender that's pushing it, and it just feels completely comfortable. That's insane, dude. Like serious. If I'm being serious for a second, normally I would drive on the motorway at about 100 because you can do 110, but you feel like the car's starting to push it. I can do 110 here, and the car feels like it did when it was doing 100 before the remap. Yeah. It's so smooth. This is crazy. Yeah, I think maybe we'll leave this video here. I don't know. I'm not sure if we're going to pick it up a bit later. In fact, well, no, if anything interesting happens on the way home, then we'll film that. So I'm not going to end the video here. I'll film a separate clip when I get back, and that'll be the end of the video. So I'll see you in the next clip. I'm kind of lost for words here. The effect that this remap has had on the car is astounding. I don't think I ever thought a Defender could be this fast, simply by doing some pretty minor tweaks. But there will be plenty more videos on it to come, including what will most likely be the next video is a sort of review of what the car is actually like to drive now that it's had the remap in comparison to how it was before. And you know, if any of you guys out there are interested in getting your Td5 remapped, because there is a lot more to it than just, you know, me giggling like a schoolgirl and screaming, and the crackling of the exhaust and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot more to it than that, than, you know, just that kind of excitement, even though that is a lot of fun. So I want to go into a bit more depth and actually talk about as well how the ECU, or how this remap is changing the way this car works, to the way it is now. But it is mad. It's bonkers. But I'm not going to go on too long. I don't want to spoil the next video, because that's where I'm going to talk about what I actually think about the remap and everything else. But I just want to say huge thanks to Daniel at Storm Tuning, who got in contact with us in the first place about doing this remap. It's been awesome working with you, and I hope that partnership continues, because as you can see, you've put a pretty big smile on my face. And then also LR Parts as well, who we were at today, who did the EGR blank and did the fitting of the ECU and everything like that. They had, it was amazing service, and we really enjoyed our stay up there. So thanks to you guys as well. And that's about it for this. Yeah, it's been crazy. What's quite weird is that you guys will have just been through the kind of build-up and the teaser photos and videos and things that I'm going to post over this week, leading up to this, because it's like an epic event for us. And I know a lot of you guys have been wanting to see us do a remap video, but of course I haven't made any of those teasers or anything like that yet, because it's Monday afternoon, and you'll probably be seeing this on Friday or Saturday, something like that. Yeah, I'm just going to stop talking. I have to. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.